He's a seasoned business partner for hire, a proponent for rural community economic development, and has a strong passion for helping entrepreneurs find success in whatever they do. I'm delighted to welcome Bob Minhas of Entrepreneur House on Small Talk. Bob Minhas of Entrepreneur House, welcome to Small Talk.
Thank you, sir. It's really great to be here.
Oh, it's going to be a cool conversation because we're talking about a specific area that I would imagine a lot of entrepreneurs and non-for-profits and chambers and all kinds are thinking about, and that's around this whole thing about customer experience. And you talk about, hey, there's a difference between customer experience and customer service. Talk to us about that.
Well, we're really, I think, focused so much on customer service because as entrepreneurs of a maturing era, I think that's kind of what we grew up on. And we often forget that, customers are no longer looking for service, but experience. And really all customer experience is the addition of additional criteria. So we can talk about customer service, but we also have to think about communication, and we have to think about sort of the journey of that client. Especially with the internet, customer service in the old days was a smile, a phone call, and a friendly greeting. Customer experience now really involves facets before you even see that customer, then facets during that experience of the customer, which could be one interaction or multiple, depending on your sales cycle. And then there's also the post experience with that customer. So once you've made the sale, are you still engaging with that customer for future buy-ins or referrals? I got to be honest with you, every time we talk about this topic, I tell people customer service is dead. If you focus on that and only that, your business will never survive the changing economy that we're experiencing. So that's all customer experience is just thinking more outside of service. Let's think about how do we communicate? How do they find us? What does our branding look like? Customer experience is that entire journey from A to B, pretty much.
Now, are you finding in terms of this customer experience journey, are you finding, Bob, in your travels with entrepreneurs and businesses and organizations, are you finding that people tend to drop off that customer experience once they get the customer?
I think it's really true. And I don't think that's the fault of an entrepreneur. I think we're bred to look for leads. We're bred to always bring in new customers. And I think what we forget is in the customer experience scenario, you're really breeding your current customers for more referrals. And again, it's about ensuring that their experience with you post-sale, and then even during, whether there's a warranty period or even during that time with you, that they're still engaged in what you do, whether it's through social, whether it's through activities that you do, social enterprise charities or what have you. I think a lot of entrepreneurs forget that. I think they think once I've got the sale, everything is great. I'll just move on to find the next person. And they got to work twice as hard to get that person.
Now, do you also find that translates into the whole social media world? And do you think that is a sort of a higher level of priority for customer experience on the social world, social media world, digital world than perhaps the face-to-face, or are they equal?
Well, it always depends on the type of customer that you have, but you can never replace people. As human beings, connection is the most fundamental need that we have. And sometimes connection is just as simple as meeting your client face-to-face or talking to them on the phone. So that will never change. But to be honest with you, I think when you go back to the thinking around what digital and social media is, it's an opportunity to maintain customer experience. So first of all, really it's an opportunity for you to engage that customer. So pre-sale, what are they learning about you? What do they know about you? What can you share? Then during the sale, they obviously will probably use social to do a bit of research on the product or the service you're selling. But post-sale and digital are huge because it allows you to stay connected with them, not just on their particular sale, but perhaps on their product or around their network or friends that might be interested in what you do. I think it's a huge, huge fundamental component of customer experience, but you can't replace human connection. It's a definitely trying to find a good meld of the two.
So you heard that here, folks. Bob says you can't substitute human experience. There always is that human connection, that H to H, as I always keep saying, the human to human interaction. You can't take that from without the other, right? You got to have the both.
Yes. Yes.
Interesting, folks. This is a really cool conversation with Bob Minhas. He is the founder of Entrepreneur House. His contact information is right there on the screen, so please feel free to reach out and continue this conversation. I'm hearing quite a bit of this around both the internet world and certainly the folks that I'm connecting in with. They're talking about customer experience. this is a great conversation that you can have with Bob. And certainly if you want to replay this back and get some of these tips that Bob mentioned about the journey, and that also you don't want to negate the human-to-human experience, please play it back and go through. Now, Bob, we always ask a question of all of our guests, and that is, if you had an opportunity to have a small talk conversation with anyone, living or past, who would it be?
No question, Simon Sinek. My dream is to have, even if it's just a hello with Simon Sinek, I'll take it.
Now, why Simon Sinek?
Simon Sinek talks a lot about the thought leadership of human connectivity. He talks more in a leadership and team building scenario or format, but the concepts that he shares and the philosophical journey that he takes on this discussion, I think is critical because, you know, he puts it in a term that's very simplistic for any human to understand. There's no academia to it. There's no fancy terms to it. It's simple human connectivity and how to establish that. And he does it in a way that gets you excited. I challenge any of your viewers to watch one of his videos and not feel totally jazzed afterwards.
I totally agree. I've seen and read a bunch of Simon's information and content. I totally agree with you that he is certainly an inspiration, and great answer, Bob. Thank you again for being on Small Talk, Bob. I really appreciate it, and we certainly will see you very soon.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you to Bob Minhas of Entrepreneur House for joining me on Small Talk. You can also listen to the show as part of our podcast series. Now it's your turn. Please comment, subscribe, and share. If you've got a topic you'd like to discuss on the show, please give me a call or send me an email. We'll talk with you next time.